Hello drinkers and welcome back to the Bugout Bunker kitchen. Now I want to talk about AI, artificial intelligence. We're all terrified of it. It's going to take our jobs, it's going to drive our cars, it's going to write our YouTube listings for us. But nobody has asked the really important question. Can it cook? Well, actually somebody did ask this question on the Gin website. That person was Witch Queen of No Lands, who said, you could tell ChatGPT what ingredients are in the bunker and what recipe you can make with them, and then make James do it. Excellent idea. I'm surprised we didn't think of it ourselves, and after the edit maybe we have done. But anyway, I selected some things from the shelf which have been there for, in some cases, up to 4 years. That's why the shelf looks a bit different today, and I told Lucy what they were, and she did the ChatGPT thing, and it came up with a recipe which I have here. But first, I'm going to tell you what those ingredients were. They were spam, corned beef, Branston pickle, chicken soup, beans, spaghetti hoops, tomato, what is that? Tomato soup, smash, and finally French's burger mustard. And of course we're going to add, because this is the gin channel, yes, there you go, James Gin American mustard. So the recipe that AI has come up with, nothing to do with human beings at this point. The system has merely been fed the ingredients, and it is a preposterous selection of ingredients. Hearty, gin-infused, spam and corned beef casserole. This is AI, remember, the thing that we fear. But of course, if it can't cook, humanity can't survive. And AI will turn out to have been nothing more than a figment, a mere folly, a will-o'-the-wisp, a fart. Right, I'm going to skip ahead now. There'll be a little bit of music or something like that, and then all the ingredients will be prepared on this board, sort of a bit like a cooking show. Right, I've decided to halve the quantities in the recipe because either this tastes terrible and I won't want to have wasted it, or it will taste fantastic, in which case we can have it again because we've got enough stuff to do it exactly as we did it before. So I'm going to try and remove half of the tin of spam. I haven't pulled the lid entirely off. That way I can sort of reseal it, put it in the fridge, and, you know, as long as I eat it within the next 15 years, it'll be fine. But can I get half of it out? I don't have to be that careful because I'm going to chop it up anyway, but let's... There you go. And then the lid can sort of go back in, back on, back in. Jeez. Right, corned beef. Oh, look, this one's got a proper key on it from the 1950s. I haven't seen one of these for ages. So if you're young, you won't be familiar with this. This is how spam used to be opened, and sardines and lots of other things besides. You get a little key, rather optimistically called. It's just a thing with a slot in it. And then somewhere on here, there will be a little tag. They've forgotten to put it on. Where is it? Are you supposed to... Where the fug is it? Is it... So sensibly it'll be at that end, because then it would come out, because the tin is tapered, so... There it is. There it is. Hang on. Why the... Oh. Hold on, viewers. I know you're excited. Where's it gone? There it is. Okay. I don't know if maybe this can be zoomed in the edit, but there's the little tag there. I've pulled that up, and then you put the key on it, thusly, as Richard Hammond would say, and then you start winding. And, oh, look! Absolutely fantastic. I can almost sense the ghost of my grandmother over my shoulder as I do that. Look. Roughly half of that, about there. Okay, and then that can go back in there. It's just fantastic. If we had a soldering iron, we could put it back together properly. Right, so the Spam is diced, I believe. 1 can of Spam diced, and then the corned beef is crumbled, which is what it tends to do anyway. The really hard thing about Spam is to do this without eating some of it, but I'm determined not to do that. I'm just going to make it into nice little cubey shaped bits. Corned beef. So this has got to be crumbled. So what we just roughly hack it to pieces, and I'm sure it'll crumble up in the pan. We get a frying pan out, which still survives in the Bugout Bunker kitchen. And we need a little bit of oil. We'll just use the basic.
No, that was out of date.
How out of date? This is oil, for God's sake. This is only 3 years out of date, is that? I hope we never have to depend on young people to defend the country. I'm going to use a metal implement in a non-stick pan. You can complain about it in the comments. I know it's the only one I've got. A lot of things that, but who unplugged it? God above. Right, what am I doing? I am effectively stir frying, I'd say. So, preheat the oven to 370, well, it's 190. Full oven. We're now going to get the ticky noise, which Lucy hates, but we just have to live with it. That's the way this oven works. This is the dish in which the completed, what they're calling a casserole, is actually a pie. It's a shepherd's pie. That's where it's going. Shouldn't it have a... Right, now you see, I was about to say, shouldn't this have a little bit of onion in it to start? Actually, yes, it probably should, but we didn't give AI an onion because there wasn't an onion on the shelf. So AI has taken a very literal approach to this and used what we have. But of course, an intelligent cook would say, yeah, we can do that, but just go out and get an onion or a shallot or something like that, just to give it a bit more flavour, just to bring the flavours of the Spam and the corned beef out. But AI doesn't do that because it's not really very intelligent, as we're about to find out. That's getting very hot very quickly. Okay, Spam goes in. A bit of Spam in there. Corned beef goes in. Oh, it smells that. Can you smell it? I know you can't smell it on the viewers can't smell it, but Lucy, Will, can you smell that? Does it smell good? It does, doesn't that? This cooker is a bit like our VW Polo at home. It starts beeping to say you've taken the pan off. As I know I've taken the pan off because I just took it off. It's like the Polo goes, the door is open. Yes, I just opened it because I'm going to get out. Engine is running. You know, I turned it on because it's a car and I'm going to go somewhere. Exciting. What do? I combine the cooked Spam and corned beef, baked beans, spaghetti hoops, chicken soup and tomato soup. I'm going to crumble up the corned beef a bit more in accordance with the instructions. Yes, I know! Maybe I should have diced up the Spam a bit smaller. Don't know. The thing I find difficult about cooking, apart from all of it, is I can remember very complicated things to do with process, to do with aeroplanes or lathes or anything like that. But with recipes, I read it and it just doesn't go in. So I've read that 5 times. But what do I put in the thing next? When do I put the mustard in? After the soups. Pickle, mustard, James gin. So those go in. Hang on, does that one go in? Tomato soup. So hang on. Beans, spaghetti hoops, chicken soup, tomato soup. Yeah, so that goes in as well. And then spoonful each of the Branston and the mustard and a splash of James gin. Bin's full, Lucy. Now that is actually... I know! That's looking, it's starting to brown. The bits of spam are starting to brown on the faces now. Are you looking forward to trying this, everybody? Oh yes. Lucy, don't tell me you don't like spam, you don't like corned beef, you don't like mustard, you don't like gin, and you don't like potatoes.
You're pretty close.
I think, there's no reason why it wouldn't work. I mean, it's difficult because one part of me doesn't want it to work because I don't want AI to be victorious. Another part of me does want it to work because, frankly, I haven't eaten anything yet today and I'm quite hungry. Okay, I'm going to consider that done. Any objections? I'm doing it like this so you can see it going in. There's the mixture. Look, spam and corned beef fried up in a little bit of olive oil and just starting to brown off. Really lovely. That would actually be quite a nice lunch as it is, but let's keep going. So I'm going to put in half roughly of the chicken soup, half roughly of the baked beans. It's going to be quite sloppy, this. Half roughly of the spaghetti hoops. See, the other thing AI won't do is say, yes, I can make something out of all that, but we don't need the spaghetti hoops. It just goes ahead and puts them in. Be quite interesting to try this again, but put on the ingredients an old bicycle inner tube and see what it does with that. It'll probably just say, combined with the old bicycle inner tube in a bowl. Right, so I'm going to stir this to... How am I supposed to get the smash mash on top of this without it all just sinking? Anyway, we've got the proportions right. Look, this is going to be excellent. So roughly a tablespoon of that mustard, which is about, hang on, just edit around that bit for a moment. You can speed that up to make a meme. Roughly a tablespoon, which is about that much, agreed. Branston pickle, a tablespoon, which is a couple of those, maybe. Is that about a tablespoon? What? It doesn't look horrible. If I showed you these things individually, you wouldn't say, ooh, they're horrible.
It's like you've got a 5-year-old loose in the kitchen.
Branston, that's changed, that's transformed it. Look at that. Branston and mustard going in. How long does this have to cook for? I think it's about half an hour. So there is time to escape. Right, finally, a dash of James Gin American mustard. And then is that everything? I think it is. Yep, then it's prepare the smash. So you should also say, sprinkle a little freshly ground black pepper on the top. But it doesn't. I should point out as well that because of the way Lucy operates and this whole channel operates, in fact, I hadn't seen any of this before now. All I'd done was select some ingredients pretty much at random from the shelves of the Bugout Bunker kitchen. So in many ways, this is whatever her name was, Anna, Queen of the Night, Hearts and Dragons fault, or Lucy Brown's fault, whichever way you'd like to look at it, but not mine. Okay, I think it feels about right. I'm just going to tell you these, see what the serving suggestion is. Serving suggestions from ChatGPT. Serve the casserole hot. No shit. Optionally, garnish with a sprinkle of fresh parsley. We haven't got that. Didn't tell you about parsley, did I? Or chives for added colour and freshness. I think it's something a little bit more desperate than a few chives sprinkled on top will be needed to rescue this, but let's not prejudge. Let's, as they say in television, find out. Right, so I think this is how I do it with a shepherd's pie if I didn't have a Ponzi piping bag, which I don't, is I'd work from the edges and... Do you see? Does that make sense? But Lucy, you've got to speak up and help me. I need moral support. You're just standing there like a... like ChatGPT, in fact. I know it's sinking already. I'm going to need more, aren't I? I'm going to need a bigger bowl of smash. For mash, get smash. Potato. So let's make some more. It's so easy. Put some of that in there. That in there. What depths of depravity had we reached, sunk to, in the Western world? I don't know if we blame Britain or America or who, not the Italians, I'm fairly confident, but why did we want potato in the form of dust that you mix with water? I mean, there's nothing much more basic about cooking than getting a potato and peeling it and boiling it, is there? Now that's starting to look a bit more pie-like, isn't it? What do we think? I just want to hear a few more encouraging noises apart from, you know, the sound of suppressed retching.
It looks great.
Is it?
Yeah.
Lucy, this is too much smash now. God's sake. Actually, no, I think it'll be... remember that the lid's got to go on this as well, so... Right, do you... Yes?
Yes.
Good, okay. Now that's going to go into the... Oh, I've put the oven on for too long, in effect, but never mind, let's... As they said on Derek and Clive.
Does the lid go on?
No, you're right, because you wouldn't, would you? Because it's a pie. I don't know what I'm thinking. Sorry, that was... We'll edit round that. Door open, heat is coming out. It's still plugged in, isn't it? Yes. The oven is definitely working. There goes the pie. Last time I did this was in my Indian travel series and it went on the floor. But that time I have inserted it in the oven correctly. We have until 20 past. So... Right, welcome back everybody. I don't know what happened during the pause while the pie was cooking, which took about 25-30 minutes. There's probably some pictures of some fluffy kittens or something like that. The pie is coming out. I can see through the glass door that, unusually, it has browned very slightly. In our previous experiments with smash, instant mashed potato, which was making a pie out of cat food, it didn't really brown off like a pie should. This one, though, has now fallen into the... I've got a really bad record on getting things out of... Jesus. Ow. 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 Gee, ow. That's hot. Right, look at that. That is... Oh. It's got a slight wobble to it. I suspect it hasn't firmed up in the cooking process. Hang on, I'm just going to put this back together because otherwise I'll be unhappy. Right, who is ready to try the hearty gin-infused spam and corned beef casserole?
I'll try it.
I'll try it. Will?
No.
No, you've got... I know you can't, can you? Because you're now vegetarian. So, Lucy Brown, it's you and me. Ethics dictate that I should try it first.
Yes.
Otherwise, it would be workplace bullying.
Yes.
Do you want half of that?
Maybe 18th.
Oh, it's got... No, here we go. It's very runny.
Need like a ladle. That's a massive... That's a quarter.
No, I'm going to divide it up a bit more, don't worry.
Okay. I am worried.
That is very sloppy. So interestingly, AI called this a casserole, but the instructions were really for a pie, like a shepherd's pie, and it's sort of neither. I'm going to scoop that bit out and put it on the plate, and we will share it.
Okay, yeah.
But we don't have to eat it all if it's disgusting. It may yet be fantastic. Let's, don't bring prejudices to this.
I actually think it won't be that bad because everything in it is basically Heinz.
It's great. I've scooped it out, but it hasn't gone down. It's like those bowls of magic pasta that you eat for half an hour, and then when you look at it, there's still as much pasta as there was when you started. That's probably enough for testing, isn't it?
It looks like a variation of pork and beans.
Yeah, it does. It looks like, yeah, Heinz slop with some pretend potato on the top.
I was going to use the little one. But
Oh, go on then. Okay, I'll go first because that's correct. A bit of potato, which has some black pepper on it. I'm going to get a decent forkful so that I've got some bit of spam, bit of corned beef, some soupy glute, some what are they? Spaghetti hoops. Here we go. AI, can you feed us? Or in the future, are we starved in so many ways? Oh, it's pretty fantastic. Well, it's actually a bit bland, I think. I'm not going to say any more until you get some good bits.
I'm trying.
It's got too much tomato soup in it, that's
I'm
for
going
sure.
to drop it, so...
Have you got a bit of mash?
Yep, got mash,
Okay.
a bit of spam, which I don't like.
Biggest mouthful I've ever seen you take. Your face actually changed shape then. It actually changed the shape of your skull, your revulsion.
It's not awful, but there's an aftertaste that really makes me want to gag. I think it's the Branston pickle, because I hate Branston pickle.
Oh, I think it's the tomato soup. Because tomato soup has I can't taste the gin, so don't waste your money putting the gin in. That's a complete folly. I think that because there's quite a lot of tomato soup in it, it has that slightly metallic flavour that tomato soup has. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you've ever had to have that nuclear medicine thing for a scan where you take the little pill, they do warn you. You will feel warm and you will get a sensation of tomato soup inside you, and you do, because it has that. It sort of tastes a bit like you imagine molten aluminium would taste if you could eat such a thing. Don't pick out the good bits.
I'm just going to try a bit without the spam, because I really don't like spam. I want to see if it's spam that's causing that disgusting taste to me. It's not the spam. Oh, I think it's the mustard, actually. The mustard's quite strong.
Do you think it is? No,
I
can
don't
taste
like
it a bit.
mustard, so maybe I taste it.
This is impossible with you. You only like about 3. What do you actually like?
Everything that isn't cheese, wine, Branston pickle, mustard, spam.
So everything except all the things we've ever cooked in this bunker.
Yeah, I think I like loads of normal foods. It's just that we have opposite tastes.
You have... Well, no, I like everything. Do you like fish finger sandwiches?
Yes.
Well, we have that in common. That's where our Venn diagram, you and me, crosses over. A tiny little bit there is where fish finger sandwiches are.
Easy. I'll let you finish it because I don't think I can eat another mouthful. I'm sorry. I'm just going to creep away.
Okay, no, stay for a minute because we'll sign off now.
Okay.
What we conclude from this is the threat of an AI-dominated future has been greatly exaggerated, because the thing that humanity needs to be able to do before anything else apart from possibly procreate is feed itself. And in the modern world, that means a bit of cooking. An AI, it would appear, cannot do that. Therefore, we don't need to be saved. We'll be okay. I think... Sorry, you're about to say something?
I was going to ask you if you would like to do the call to actions.
No, well, you know the answer to that. I was going to say that I think, just to prove that AI is not as good as the wit of humanity, in another video, which will come out in maybe another couple of weeks,
Yeah.
well, we're going to film it now, I'm going to take the same ingredient, but use my wits and my discretion and come up with something else that isn't a pie, and I'm going to say it will be better. So you can look forward to watching that in the future.
And James would absolutely love it if you liked, commented and subscribed.
No, that's incorrect. James doesn't give a shit.
He really does.
No, he doesn't.
Really does.